Hey, everybody. Welcome to day 331 of Reseller Reflections, a day in the life of a full-time reseller supporting her family. It's Monday, May 5th, 2025, and I almost lost it today. I'll tell you about that in just a second. All right. So, we met the sales goal today. This week is shaping up to be pretty good. I know it's just Monday, so I don't want to get my hopes up too high, but all right. I am all reset to zero, and I have not called out my accountability partners in some time. So let me go ahead and do that. We have Jill of Rusty Truck Relics, Jason the Santee Swapper, Judith R., Pam of Whimsy and Such, Becky of Becky Consigns, Lee of Lee Phillips 4191, Vanessa the Diabetic Reseller, Mr. C Chats, and Molly. All right, good job, guys. Just because I haven't put the banner up doesn't mean I haven't been thinking about you and mentally holding you accountable. All right, now that I'm back in my space, absolutely reset to zero. The shipping is out, guys. They shipped about 100 packages. And this ties into why I almost lost it. All right, so that was challenging enough to ship about 100 packages between, Saturday when I was on vacation, today. It was a lot, and it just the sales kept rolling in. So, all right, so that was enough of a challenge. I knew I was waking up to that, and I think I had like 62-ish to ship left this morning. When I got up, I blocked my time last night at Reseller Reset, and lo and behold, it worked. It worked beautifully. All right, so I get all these packages ready. I make sure they're here, done in time for the mail person to come. It's, time is ticking by. I finished about 2:30. The mail person hadn't, been here yet. And about 4:00, I text my mailman, and I'm like, hey, do you need me to run these over to the post office, which isn't really in my backyard. It's, it takes me like an hour to get, not an hour, like 45 minutes to get there, unload and get back. So it does cut into the day a little bit. And he sends me a picture of him on the beach or in a pool or something. He's like, hi, yeah, I would run them over. I don't know if the other guy is coming today. So yeah. So anyway, get in the car, load up the 100 packages, bring them over to the post office. I can tell the second I walk in there, the vibes are not good. So I'm like, all right, well, I can't find the postmaster because he'll bring a bin around the back for me and scan the packages. He's not there. Ladies at the counter glaring at me, like literally glaring at me. I make like 10 trips to my car, get all the packages. I'm piling them up in the post office. You have to go through 2 doors, whatever. It's just a mess, right? So I finally get the packages in, and I wait in line. And the woman yells at me. She's like, you need to get here earlier. And you know what? I didn't respond well to that. I really did not respond well to that. I kind of lost it. Well, I almost lost it. And I got an attitude, and I was like, where's the postmaster? What's your name? This is, I have a pickup. They didn't come today. John's on vacation, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I had a real attitude. I was not happy. I was very upset being like yelled at for no reason when, I ship thousands and thousands of packages through the post office, yeah. Anyway, but my post office is the best post office. Usually this is the first like negative encounter I've ever had there, which is amazing coming from Philadelphia, where pretty much every day was a negative encounter. But that being said, I do love my post office. So she was, carrying on. I said, well, and then I was trying to get my way and like backpedal, because I'm like, I really need these packages to be scanned in today, because today was the deadline. Now it's like 4:30, and she's like, well, I can't scan all these packages in. I'm certainly not going to make all these people wait in line behind you. And I was like, I'll wait. That's fine. But they need to be scanned in. Well, your post person does, like, she's just like fighting with me. And at this moment, I had a choice. I had Jason on one shoulder and Vanessa on the other. And then Dale Carnegie kicked in, right? All right. And they were like, remember your How to Win Friends and Influence People? Yeah, Libby, remember how we implemented that and talked about that? This is your perfect opportunity. So, the old Libby would have totally lost it, freaked out, and probably one of us would have been in tears, either me or the person behind the counter. I don't know. But I took a step back and I was like, oh, okay. And I used her name because, I had taken names previously. And I said, oh, it must, it's Monday. It must be really, really rough. Usually the postmaster helps me out when we have a situation like this. I'm really sorry. This must be really challenging for you. Hopefully these packages can get scanned in, and then kind of like pled my case a little from there and was like, I hope the rest of your day is better. Do you want me to wait while you scan them? I don't mind staying here late. So, I used her name a couple more times and we ended it on a very pleasant, I think she even said thank you as I left. I know that all those packages, she did promise me all the packages would get scanned in, but um, we'll see. But just reminded me of our book club. I know we've done a recap on it. I'll link it up in the show notes of Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a game changer for situations like that. If you can remember the power of the pause and to pull yourself back and to, not take out your frustration on other people and kind of look at things from their perspective, even when it is difficult, even when they are yelling at you. And yeah, so it was just a really good opportunity to practice that. So now and I was just like excited because I got an opportunity to really, really practice that and stop myself from just flying off the handle. So yeah, very good. Very good. So thank you, Jason and Vanessa, for being my guideposts today, whether you knew it or not. And I hope you guys consider the power of the pause. If you haven't read How to Win Friends and Influence People, it's an awesome book. I know, Jill, drink. I've talked about this book a lot before. It is the only book that I have given my kids that they have both read and implemented and really taken to heart. And it has made some really positive difference in their lives. I think it should be required reading in school. And I think it should be required reading for everybody. But in school, it really, it teaches you how to get along in the world. The premise is really, it's not the smartest or the most ambitious people that really get ahead in life. It's the people that can get along and figure out how to, change attitudes and change circumstances. Those are the people that generally are the most successful. And it kind of gives some tools on how to do that. So, pick it up. It is well worth it. All right, guys, that is what I have for this evening. I hope everybody has a great night, and I will see you on day 332. Night, night.